Hello, everybody. Welcome to this week's edition of Valpo Football Preview, along with head coach Dave Cicchini. This is Todd Eichow, and we'll take a look ahead in a moment. But first, let's take a look back. It was the first home game of the year this past Saturday against Duquesne. And Dave, again, like we said a week ago, not a win,
right,
but certainly a lot of positives.
Yeah, no, I mean, it was a great day, had a great crowd. A lot of people came out to support us, which was outstanding. And we did. We fell behind early, had a little bit of slow start on both the offense and defensive sides, but our kids never quit. We hung in there. We fought the entire game. And in the second half, unlike some of these other scholarship opponent games where we kind of reach a point where it gets away from us and we just physically get beat up, that didn't happen. You know, we could have easily folded towards the end of the third quarter, but we kept our composure. We made some plays on both sides of the ball and really put ourselves in a situation to win the football game with just under a minute left.
Yeah, I think going forward now, something that's can give you a little bit of feel good or confidence going forward is the fact when you're down in games, you've got big play guys who can get you back in games.
Right.
And that's really what happened in the fourth quarter.
Exactly.
Guys who at skill positions who can make big plays, made big plays for you and got you back in the game.
Right. And that's really been one of the most pleasant surprises for us is to see how consistent we have been at getting the ball deep here in the last 2 weeks against some good quality defensive backs.
Yeah, I think this shows how far the program has come. You mentioned it. Scholarship programs in the past, you get down the fourth quarter, the game just gets completely away from you. This time in the fourth quarter, you guys were the better team,
right,
as it turned out. And if the game had been able to go maybe an extra 5
sure,
or 10 minutes,
sure,
I think you might have won the game. Defense was finally starting to get some stops, and the offense was behind Jimmy Sewald, was really in a groove.
Right, and really it all, I think, was sparked by Dylan Scargill's interception. That's really was at a point where they were starting to run out the clock. They took a chance to throw the ball, and freshman starting in his first game at corner steps and makes a great pick, and that energized the teams. And you're absolutely right. We were able to score and score quickly to get us back in the game.
All right, how about Jimmy Sewald's performance? You got Trinity coming up. That was kind of his breakout game a year ago. Yeah. Boy, this was good to see because there were times against Montana, obviously a great team, where Jimmy struggled a little bit. He didn't struggle at all, I think, this past Saturday.
Right. No, he did a great job, and the first credit goes to the offensive line. I mean, they did an outstanding job protecting him. He only got sacked once all day against a very experienced defense. So he had time to throw. He made some great reads. Again, mentioned earlier, his deep balls were unbelievable. He made some great plays. And we had some wide receivers step up and get open against some pretty good athletes.
We've talked a lot in the past year about Gene Renee and Frank Katrine and Griffin Norberg's really coming on. But now we see Parker Fox make big plays, which was great to see as well.
Absolutely. I mean, it was really, he only got one ball even thrown to him in week one against Montana. And he just stepped up every time the ball got in his hands. He was electric. He only had 3 catches on the day, but wound up over 150 yards receiving and 1 touchdown. So every time he touched the ball, he made something big happen.
All right, let's look ahead now. Obviously, the schedule turns a little bit. We're not taking anything away from Trinity, but this is a different level than what you faced in the first 2 weeks.
Sure, yeah. Playing an NAIA program, a good program, 1-1 right now. Had a huge win over Wisconsin Lutheran to start the season. Lost a tough contest against Concordia, Michigan from this past Saturday. But they're a talented program. There's no question. You're right. They're not quite the level of these scholarship teams that we played in week 1 and week 2. But they gave us a heck of a battle last year for just about 3 quarters before we were able to pull away. They're very well coached. They've got some great athletes. They've got a running back by the name of Branch who had over 180 yards rushing against us a year ago. He's back. They run a triple option type offense that's tough to defend. It's assignment-based football, and like I said, they're very well coached. So they play a couple of different quarterbacks this year, one who's more athletic and one who has a little bit better of an arm. So we're definitely going to have our hands full. There's no question about it.
You had mentioned a year ago, I think it was 28-24, like late in the third.
Exactly.
And then Jimmy Sewald kind of, I think it was really his first bulk game. Ryan Clark was injured and Jimmy came in, right?
Yeah, it was Jimmy's first start.
And then, boy, he picked him apart in the fourth quarter, but it took you 3 quarters to get to that point.
Sure.
So, and you cannot take anything for granted at all.
Exactly. I mean, as proud as we are of how our team has played in the first 2 weeks, we are still an 0-2 football team looking for its first victory.
All right, and we hope to have some Valpo fans there. There's going to be an alumni reception up in that area, up in the North Shore, and an opportunity, fans, if you're interested, and alumni in the area, to check out the Valpo Athletics webpage. And what's something that's been great throughout the years is when Valpo goes on the road, the alumni are able to support it. And in the Chicago area, in the northern suburbs, there's a lot of Valpo alumni, so it'll be an opportunity to get some fans out there as well.
It'd be a great opportunity. You know, Trinity doesn't get a big crowd at their game. It would be great if we could turn this into a little bit of a home court advantage for us by having more fans there than they do.
All right, let's get win number 1. Good luck on Saturday.
Right, thanks, Todd.
For head coach Dave Cicchini, this is Todd Eichow. Thanks for joining us this week on Valpo Football Preview.